Okay, folks, it's Beer 30 here in the Hillbilly Hills, and I've got some helpful tips. And if anybody has the question, because it was just put to me, there was a young fellow here. And by the way, we had a little bit of a heated conversation, and Orange Cat came over. He was pretty protective, sitting there trying to read the guy's body language. That cat must have escaped out of a freaking science lab or something. Probably not Fauci because he's too goddamn smart to have been anywhere near that. Anyway, these are SAE, and the yellow ones, the yellow sockets, these are metric, okay? And that's simply because when you want to clean up and you're in a hurry, okay, because I even wrote the sizes on some of them. But when you're in a hurry and at the end of a day of doing a job, you're all dirty, you just want to get in the shower, you can get the stuff back where it belongs. These aren't even on a proper socket rail. These were spares that I bought at Harbor Freight. How long ago? I mean, not even the one that's around here. I bought these all the way down in Allentown. Um, Spare tire carriers in, so that's why I paint my sockets, so I can tell what's what and it gets back on the same stringer. And a lot of times I don't have to look at the size. You just look at the size here, the size. I am the worst cameraman. But anyway, these sockets were black as well. That's like the genius from the bottom of the bottle that makes flashlights black. So it's pitch black, and you drop the flashlight, and it goes out, hits the floor, and you never find it again, or maybe the next day, or maybe never. You know, those kind of genius quality things. They make a goddamn flashlight black. They don't make it that it would glow a little bit, have a little bit of energy if you drop the damn thing. Say you turn it off and it falls out of your pocket. Holy freaking Christ. All right, our tire carrier is in, and I actually recollected. This is why I save pictures, and this is why I like doing YouTube and other people. This is in, and I'm going to make a spanner that spans the rim for this truck, and it'll span the wheel, and then I'll just be able to slide it up on the spanner. That's the best way to do that, and then I'll just make a regular nut with a greased, plate, stainless steel plate. Okay. So now my tip here is, okay, I'm going to disassemble this just the way it is, and that way I can get the length of my lines right. Just by taking it apart, I don't have to goof around with anything, and I can mold everything over there in my workbench. Now, I wanted to show you guys my, like I said, I'm not only the world's worst YouTube camera guy. This tomato plant is called a bush monster. Now, if you asked me any time in the past what a bush monster was, well, that was an Iowa farm girl down on D deck with really bad hygiene when I was on the Navy ship. Hey, take a hike there, pal. So that's what a bush monster meant to me, but that's what that tomato plant's called. And I am starting to get some tomatoes. These, I don't have as many that are leached like that with a sore spot on them. And this little fella was a runt like that plant over there. I got one big tomato. I call that my Charlie Brown tomato plant. But look at this thing. I mean, this thing's growing gargantuan. I think these are called the heirloom, and they don't exactly turn red. Some of them get yellow, some of them are red. And this was a replacement. And I don't know exactly remember the name of this, because what happened was we had those storms that came in, and the one plant died. It got hit by the frost, and the next one got hit by the frost. I actually had them covered, and they still died, and that was very sad for me, as I don't like to lose a tomato plant. I am a tomato kind of guy, and that's why I love a salad, and that's why I bitched about Kraft ruining another freaking product with their F-tardism. Like I said, you want to eat Muslim food, you go eat it. Okay, leave my food alone. And I don't want the government looking out. I want things that taste good, not taste like shit. I don't want it good for me. I don't want the government to decide what's good for me. I smoke, I drink beer, and I eat bush monsters. Forget it. We're not going to go there. All right, so that is my tip, is to take those brake lines, okay, and just take it right off the truck. I can unbolt everything, and I assemble it over on the workbench, and I have all my fittings. I like these. I'm going to show you the kit too. I'm going to show you this kit. Okay, these come from Amazon. Napa has them. Everybody has these brake line kits, and they come with a host of fittings that actually work, unlike that crap they sell at Advanced Auto Parts. And I pulled one out of the box when Orange Cat was here. He came over. The sun had the fitting so hot, it's probably over there in the neighbor's yard. I'm going to go look for it in a little bit. But it flew right out of my hand, bounced between the fence, and I heard it go thump. It was one of the bigger fittings. I just reached into the box and picked it up, but it was comical. And I got my little Kmart blue light special little line bender there. That's all I need. And I'm going to also give you the aesthetics of making a support bracket out of galvanized material. A lot of brackets and stuff I don't make out of steel. I make them out of galvanized. Now this is going to kind of go like this, and then it's going to get cut and tweaked somewhere in here to mount that brake line behind the fuel tank. So the fuel, so you see this comes up, and this is also out of position. Somebody did a half-assed job. To my recollection, these were actually out, almost straight out behind the tank, and you couldn't get a wrench in there even if you had to work on it. So I'm going to work on this bracket and getting that tooled in there. And I've got to go take a road trip. A friend is coming to pick me up. He has to go look at a car, and he wants my invaluable opinion. And folks, just like the little fella that was here, I'm going to give you guys some safety tips for the summer. Okay? Do you know how bad crashes happen? Okay? The young fellow that was here had banana peels on his car, just like Slippers did, and there was a bubble. See, this heat, the UV, eats the cheap tires. That's why in the summer, if you can park in the shade, it does help the car. It does preserve tires, because that UV will eat everything. So I'll put you back on the tripod. Okay? If you're going to drive around with your wife, or girlfriend in the car, and you're going to worry about something minor, okay, like the radio speaker and door panel came loose inside the car, and you're not worried about driving around on dangerous tires like that, well, a lot of these younger people, they don't have the sense God gave a mule. And by looking at the White House and what you're seeing in the White House, it's a reflection on our youth. At least that's my opinion, okay? I don't want people to think bad of me. I do YouTube, and I try to be honest, because, as I told you, if you're not honest with people, nobody, if you don't give them an honest scope, I don't get to make timely videos to show you how I do everything, but I can give you an inkling that a lot of this stuff, you can simplify your projects. You really, really can, if you just think a little bit. This took me a little bit longer because I had running around to do this morning. I woke up late again. Like I said, this heat, the last couple days, even though it cooled off, it's like wearing a turtleneck sweater. It really is, and it does wear on you. You're not sleeping right. You're not eating right because of the heat. Because sometimes I would eat something, in the summers mainly, I really didn't eat much. I never did, and maybe I should, but I don't feel like eating. Now in the winter, I'll eat like a little lunch or a brunch, as I call it. Even breakfast burritos. I eat stuff like those French bread pizzas, stuff like that. Just fast stuff. I love pizza for lunch. I do. I could eat pizza just about every other day. Steak sandwich, tuna hoagie. But with this heat, I just don't feel right. So that's why I criticize that kid. I don't even look after myself, I guess, the way I should. But if you're going to drive around with your wife and girlfriend in a car with a tire that's about ready to blow out of the car, like I said, I'm going to end my video, and I'm going to show you then that spanner that I'm going to make to span the wheel so you can bolt the wheel up. And if I get the time, I'm actually going to cut a propane tank apart and show you how to make a pedestal for your jack that you can lower, just take that nut and then take the tire down on your floor jack. And it's for a floor jack, not those Mickey Mouse jacks that they give you with the vehicle. Get rid of them things. Always carry a floor jack in your vehicles. Like Holly Ann has a floor jack in there. Tara has one in her. You break down on one of these highways, nobody's going to have any mercy for you. They're going to run right over you. And that's, like I said, that was my message to that kid. I didn't mean to. I probably lost the customer. He probably ain't going to come back here. But I said, hey, go get tires on the fucking car. Don't be worried about the loose speaker inside the door. Jesus. All right, folks. Thanks.